The Phantom Gourmet is online and on demand. Hear the Endelman Brothers now at their new time, Saturdays 4 to 7. Boston's Talk Evolution, 96.9 WTKK.
We were going to talk about how the North Shore is famous for roast beef sandwiches and the South Shore is famous for bar pies or bar pizzas.
It's really – and go ahead.
But now I want to also throw in – there's a third – so I want people in the North Shore to say like, roast beef sandwiches are great. And then I want people in the South Shore to say, bar pies are the best. But now anybody that likes a nice olive loaf and cheese on wheat.
On an 80-degree day.
Yeah, you guys call in too at 617-822-1969 or pound 969 for Verizon Wireless callers.
A lot of the places in Ipswich today are doing lots of fried clams and lobster rolls, and the olive loaf sandwich is big in the summer.
I'm honestly disgusted over here. That's terrible.
I'm fascinated by the history of the roast beef sandwich. In other words, how did that become indigenous to the North Shore? In other words, I understand why seafood is great in Ireland because of the geography of Ireland. You're always near the coast.
I have not seen
or why a steak would be great in the Midwest. I mean, I get that.
I have not seen many cattle drives end up in Peabody.
Why the roast beef sandwich on the North Shore and the bar pie? Why do they have a different kind of pizza that they serve south of Boston?
We grew up in the North Shore, so I assumed wherever you went in this Commonwealth, there was like 8 to 10 roast beef places in every community.
Right,
where we grew up, Kelly's Roast Beef was the most famous, but there's like 16 Liberty Bells, and there's Billy's Famous Roast. There's a million roast beef places, and I moved down towards Metro West South Shore area, and there are 0 roast beef places. Right. However, every pizza place serves these like miniature slider type pizzas.
They're like a personal pizza with barely a crust. The cheese goes all the way to the end of the crust.
From the Red Wing diners to that place Poopsie's to
Poopsie's
the Town
Pembroke.
Spa.
Sure.
And they've never heard of the roast beef sandwich, but yet they all serve these miniature pizzas. Now, I'm loyal to the North Shore. I always have been. And I grew up there, and I'm trashy like Dave. Roast beef is what I crave. And I think that's like my guilty pleasure. Sauce and cheese on a great roll. These bar pies, I just want a large pizza. I don't understand the phenomenon of the bar pie.
No, I think it's... listen, nobody loves pizza more than me, all right? I absolutely adore pizza. I eat pizza 4 to 5 times a week. Easily.
I'm not positive that a nutritionist would recommend that.
But my point is the bar pie, it's almost like its own genre. Like I can't compare going to Centarpio's or Pizzeria Regina with having one of these bar pies. It's a different taste. It's a buttery, crispy crust.
Right.
The cheese is a different blend that's not quite as oily, and it goes all the way to the corners. And I think they're delicious. Like a place like Linwood Cafe in Randolph, to me, that is an absolutely delicious pizza, and it's a different craving than like a Centarpio's.
See, that couldn't make it on the North Shore because the North Shore people are a little more savvy, street smart, and intelligent.
No, well, they want bigger portions.
Well, at Christo's, home of the Greek Salad King.
Yeah.
Is that a bar pie they serve?
Well, a bar pie is like a Greek pizza. I mean,
that's a Greek pizza. That's a Greek pizza, not a bar pie.
Yeah, they're pretty close to
compare and contrast a Greek pizza versus a bar pie.
They're actually very similar. Even in Greece, you guys know I lived in Greece for a while. The pizzas they serve you in Greece are a lot like a bar pie on the South Shore. They're actually very closely associated. But a lot of the Greek-style pizza you get in Massachusetts is not necessarily a tiny little bar pie. So I'm saying, what would you rather eat? Would you rather eat a big, juicy, tender roast beef sandwich, toasted buttered bun, barbecue sauce and cheese, maybe a little horseradish or mayo melted right on top of it? Or would you rather go to one of those pizza places on the South Shore for those crispy, crunchy, buttery, delicious bar pies, like a 6-slice
Senator,
miniature
get off
pizza?
the fence. Which would you rather do?
Honestly, if I had to choose one or the other,
yes.
Especially because today is a day like today, I would rather have a roast beef sandwich. I'd rather go to Liberty Bell in Melrose, Nick's Famous Roast Beef in Beverly, certainly Kelly's Roast Beef. There's just something about summertime and having a big, juicy, messy, roast beef sandwich. Nice and rare. That's what I love.
Depends on the beverage for me. If I'm going to drink it with a Diet Coke, I go roast beef sandwich. If I'm eating it with a pitcher of beer, it's the bar pie.
Without a doubt. Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, the bar pie is like the hamburger sliders. It's just a miniature version of a good thing. I don't understand. And all our South Shore people, between Town Spa and all these places, claim it's the best pizza on the planet. I don't
No,
know one good
it's
place
not.
that serves a bar pie.
Let's see what people think. Our phone number tonight, 617-822-1969, 617-822-1969, or pound 969 is a free call for Verizon wireless
I should
users.
interject that at Bianchi's Pizza on Riviera Beach, they serve great slices.
Now this
Well,
is,
you can't get a slice of a bar pie. That's another thing that's awful about it.
They
That's
do.
true.
They do have awesome slices. You don't find a lot of places that just serve slices of pizza here. That's like a New York phenomenon, really.
I love that.
Now, if you're going to have a roast beef sandwich,
Mm-hmm.
one of the things I like to try to explain to people is that the roast beef sandwich is the same thing as going to Abe and Louie's or Ruth's Chris or any of these high-end steakhouses. You can order your roast beef sandwich to temperature, which people don't realize. You can get a roast beef sandwich well done, medium, or as I like it, rare. I like it really on the bloody side.
That's also true with pizza. We go out to eat with people. They're always shocked that we sort of give suggestions as to how items should be cooked, that people assume you can't do that. But
Yeah.
you can do that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think people look at you as a snob if you order your pizza well done, though.
But I don't see why that's snobbish. I mean, you're just
It's very high. It's very high maintenance.
Well,
It's
you
very high
ask for a
maintenance.
steak medium well or medium rare. What's wrong with
Do
that?
you
How's
ask-
it different than ordering for a
How do
pizza?
how do you ask for toast? Do you order toast rare or
My wife does. My wife gets going to breakfast with my wife.
Depending, I might want them to run it through twice. I will say I want it either. If I want it dry, I will say that.
Well, that's very different. That's like saying no topping on it.
No.
Are there any roast beef places on the South Shore? Do you know of any?
I couldn't name you one. No.
I think there's one. I want to say towards like Stoughton or Randolph, and we tried to do a story on them years ago, and they told us to go screw, which means like when you do that, there must be something sketchy going on in your business. If we say, hey, Phantom Gourmet, we want to do a story about the one roast beef place in the South Shore, they say, we don't want you here, and they hang up.
You know what's the prototype roast beef sandwich is? It's up in either Swampscott or Marblehead. Nick's roast beef.
That's in Beverly.
Beverly,
Nick's famous
yeah.
roast beef. Also, if you serve a good roast beef sandwich, that by definition it means you also serve good onion rings, which is the other reason why I,
I do
love
find
roast beef
those go
sandwiches.
hand in hand.
Oh, without a doubt.
And what goes good with a bar pie is nothing. Really, I mean, just nothing. Someone is going to have to explain to me what is good about a bar pie. It's just a small pizza.
Well, I will say this: too many places serve pizza. They're doing it as an afterthought, and they shouldn't be in the pizza business. You should leave it to the upper crust guys of the world. I mean, they make pizza. That's what they do. They make great. I don't know why you'd be at a normal restaurant that now there's a sign that says now serving pizza and get a pizza.
Although I'd be intrigued if upper crust started serving roast beef sandwiches.
I would be for that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, any restaurant wanted to add roast beef sandwiches to the mix, I would be for that.
What's your number one sandwich?
If I had to choose one sandwich for the rest of my life,
Right.
It would probably be a chicken parm sub.
No, what mine is?
What?
And you're going to be surprised by this. It's turkey with cranberry and stuffing.
Stuffing?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen you
love
eat stuffing
that
in your life.
Yeah, I love that sandwich. And I don't like turkey. I've been on a campaign to eliminate turkey on Thanksgiving. It's a flavorless, lousy meat.
Yeah.
But that's my favorite sandwich.
Anyone that orders deli in a sub, you're just a carny. Anyone that gets like the sliced turkey, the sliced roast beef,
How
the
about
sliced,
olive loaf?
it's just like you get it at a supermarket. You got to get something that you can't get at a supermarket. So you get a meatball, a chicken parm, any of the cold subs I hate.
I like a hot sub better than a cold
Meanwhile,
sub. definitely.
tomorrow's Phantom is best sandwiches.
Yeah, tomorrow 11 a.m. on TV 38 is a salute to the greatest sandwiches in New England, and we found one place. Now, we had once done a story about a restaurant that has a 16-inch steak and cheese sub that weighed like 1.5 pounds. So we found a place that outdoes that. It's a 2-foot-long steak and cheese sub that weighs 3 pounds, and it's only $12. This is probably the greatest sandwich I've ever seen.
Thanks for downloading and listening to the Phantom Gourmet. Come back often. Boston's Talk Evolution, 96.9 WTKK is online and on demand.